Love between parents, or the lack of it, can greatly affect child development and emotional health. Children just don't sail through parental conflict, separation, divorce, and remarriage. There are lasting consequences. Children are affected by single parenting as well, and step parenting has often turned out to be no substitute for a missing father or mother. Pius was just about 5 years old when his parents separated, and shortly after this, he was persuaded into the deep waters of alcohol abuse.
I was born on the 30th of August 1983. Right now I'm 31 years of age. I grew up first with both my parents, my mom and my dad. Thereafter they separated when I was 5 years. I felt so bad because my dad went his own way, and also my mom also went back to the parents where she came from. So I was there alone. The first day I never had anybody to give me food. I never had anyone to look after me. So my grandparents, they came in, they took care of me, but because they were also very busy, they took me to a boarding school. So there, still that instinct of lacking the parental love, it was there. So when it came to my primary 7 vacation, that is 1998, I had a problem of rampant stomach ache. Then a colleague of mine advised me to use alcohol in form of warrage, that it will alleviate the pain. So I began using alcohol. From day one, I became a daily drinker because this is a solution I had looked for a long period of time.
My friend, what's wrong? The stomach. The stomach? Yes. What's that? Try, you see to heal. How are you feeling? Where did you get this? How are you feeling?
When I began using alcohol, it didn't take long for me to become an addict. The next day, I never waited for the stomach ache. Instead, I took alcohol so that in case the stomach ache comes, the medicine is already there. And also to feel good when I'm in my bed, not knowing that I'm going to become an addict. So when it came to senior 1, I had to devise means of failing alcohol into school because I was in boarding school. Normally I could get boxes I could go to the shop, get empty boxes, ask them, they are free of charge, then put my tote packs there, put my warrage there, then buy a brown seal tape, seal it very well, and I normally reported to school always late in the evening. When teachers are tired, they don't check too much. Actually help them in checking. You remove this is stuff, you put it aside. Kumbe in the actual sense, it is alcohol. Even in flasks, I used to do it that way.
First move aside as I did with this one. Bring your things here, bring your things here, bring your things here. You're even late. Pius, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You stay outside here, but you're late. What is the problem? You see your friends are smart. Tuck in. Okay, now show me what is inside here. What is inside here? What is here?
Teacher, this is Safi. This is Safi. This is my flask. Those are my clothes, my cups, that's soap.
I never considered all the subjects to pass them all. I was basically in sciences only. I was in mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, then also fine art. So I remember alcohol started cunning and baffling me when I was in senior 4, that is 2002. This is the time whereby first time I was at Chitebi Secondary School, then they expelled me at the end of the term. Then second term I never finished it. I was at St. Charles Suranga, Chibiri, but the good thing I had registered. Then after I went to, and third time I never went to school. I was at home practicing. People could come to practice for them mathematics and physics, and that is the only time I had for revising. The rest of the time I was drinking alcohol. Then I went to Budo for my HSC. When I went to Budo for my HSC, they gave me a subject combination, PCB math. I told them I don't want to be a doctor, but I want to be an engineer. So I changed it to PCM, that is physics, chemistry, mathematics, and art.
Even while deeply immersed in alcohol, Pius remains an exceptional student with incredible charms. However, he uses his genius to enable his habit well into adulthood. Against all odds, Pius graduates from high school. But while still in senior 6 vacation, he becomes a high school teacher so that he can retain access to a laboratory and ultimately to alcohol.
I went into teaching. I was teaching 2 schools. One is in Kabowa, another is in Nachifuma. So by all the time, I never stayed in the staff room. All the time I was in laboratory making my ethanol. And people could ask why Mr. Shinobe always takes water, whether it is raining or what, because I used to keep it. Like after making it, I put it in a mineral water bottle. So all the time I was moving with it.
The availability of self-made alcohol makes Pius a dependent to the extent that he cannot be in any place without it.
First, but we have a staff meeting right now. No, I don't think I'll make it. I'm just going to the laboratory here.
Okay.
I need to do some few things there.
Okay.
You just go and represent.
Okay.
I realized that in a laboratory there is a chemical called ethanol, that is warrage at 85% concentration. So I could sit down, get my formulas, then draw it to 60%. 60% is above what UNBS, Uganda National Bureau of Standards, recommends. It recommends all alcohol manufacturers to stop on 40%. Those are the tot packs, the Uganda Warrage, all the spirits and liquor. They stop at 40%. But me, I was making 60%. I wanted something that can make me sleep immediately there and then. Then I did that. Still I passed somehow well. Then I went to the university. When I went to university, I went to Chambago University. Chambago University, I did a diploma in telecommunication engineering. That is electrical and electronics.
At university, Pius has to excuse himself out of examination rooms in the guise of going out to relieve his running stomach, while actually sneaking a sip of alcohol.
So when I went to Chambago University, I realized that I cannot sit an exam without taking alcohol. Actually, university examination takes 3 hours. But for my case, I could always tell the invigilators that I'm having a problem of running stomach. And they could excuse me to move out like every after 20 minutes or 30 minutes. So I could go stock my tot packs in toilet water tanks. Even if somebody flashes, they will not go. They will remain, they will go down, but more water when it comes in, they will come and float on top. So that's the method I was using to take alcohol while doing exams.
The downward trend continues, and eventually, Pius gets dismissed from work. Pius is eventually hospitalized at Butabika Hospital on 10th November 2011. While in rehabilitation, he is taken through a detoxification process. Tests done on his liver and kidney revealed some damage. But luckily, his HIV status results are negative. Pius receives counseling and is also introduced to Alcoholics Anonymous Fellowship. 3 months later, Pius is discharged and he gets employment in a private rehabilitation center where he becomes a beacon of hope to many addicts. This would be the part where we say, and they lived happily ever after. But addiction being a relapsing disease, this is not the case. Pius has a relapse after more than 2 years of sobriety, and this time he is abusing sleeping pills and marijuana. On 16th of December 2014, Pius is readmitted into Butabika Hospital.
It came from me. It was an idea. I shared it with my boss. He said, you know what? I'm having a problem of sleep and I've been abusing diazepam. Actually, by the time I'm speaking right now, I'm taking 8 tablets. Those are 40 milligrams of diazepam. That is too abnormal. Even here in the hospital here, in the rehabilitation center, the maximum they can give, it is 20. Those are 4 tablets. The maximum they can give to a person, if they want the person to sleep immediately, it's 20. But me, I was abusing 40. In combination with the marijuana, chewing. Actually, I was not even swallowing, because swallowing, it is going to go directly in the digestive system. But I could just chew as I'm chewing, at the same time I'm smoking marijuana, so that there is another reaction that takes place and the thing goes to the head directly, so that in 2 minutes I'm already asleep. So I checked in, and so far I've just been here for, now this is my 6th day, but at least now I can sleep for 6 hours in the night. I'm so grateful to God for this.
Pius's addiction did not only affect his life, but all those who love and care for him. His mother has had to carry the responsibility of parenting by herself, even though she since remarried and belongs to another family. Pius has 2 children with his campus sweetheart Cotilda, but because of addiction, he has failed to settle down and be a father to his children, or even make the formal step to become a husband.
To me, I'm so hurt really me so much, because he's my only boy. I have 4 girls and he's the only boy. I expected a lot out of him, like by now he would be helping me, raising these others. But you see, he's like, he can't. Up to now, I'm still taking care of him. And it hurts, you know. You can't talk about him. When people ask you about him, you're like, he's there. He's fine. How is he doing? He's doing fine, but in reality, he's not, you know. You feel that, and it hurts.
He had planned me with him to come here home for an introduction, to be introduced. But he couldn't make it. He couldn't make it because all the money was wasted in drugs.
Addiction is a condition that results when a person ingests a substance, for example alcohol, cocaine, and nicotine, or engages in an activity like gambling, sex, and shopping that can be pleasurable, but the continued use or act of which becomes compulsive and interferes with ordinary life responsibilities such as work, relationships, or health. Users may not be aware that their behavior is out of control and causing problems for themselves and others. It is important to remember that addiction is a disease, and those affected should be treated with the love and care accorded to any patient. However, unlike any other disease, addiction treatment must begin with acceptance. God knows what lies ahead for Pius, but the important thing is that he has made a decision to break free and live a life of recovery.
Yeah, what I would request is like more publicity about this issue of drug addiction, because not many people know about it. When people see this or hear about it, they think it's like a curse or demonic or something, but in reality it isn't, according to what I've known. So if at least like the media used to talk about malaria, talk about cancer, talk about HIV, if at least they could also talk about that, so that people get to know that this thing exists, and maybe show people what goes on in Butabika, in that section, so that people, awareness is still lacking about drug addiction. Yeah.